Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Krieger. This is Alpha Bravo, and today we're going to look at the Amazon Hasbro Pulse Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary set with Dilophocon and Autobot JP12. Now we got a nice little diorama shot on the front. Dilophocon there. His tail there. Product shots over here and all the stuff comes with. Just the all the logos on top and the legal on bottom. That's about it with the box. Cool stuff about the box is that, like the other Jurassic Park set, it came with a little diorama where you could have Jeep on one side and Monster on the other. It's kind of how it was packed. But that's pretty neat. Came with a little supply crate with the Jurassic Park East Dock 5 and stuff on it. So, and that's what all the weapons and stuff came in, all wrapped in nice Autobot paper. That was pretty neat. But anyway, we don't really care about the box, we care about the contents, so let's go on to Dilophocon. And here we have Dilophocon in his robot mode. It looks pretty cool, pretty trim. This is a brand new mold. This isn't copied off anything, so this is all new. Kind of reminds me of what a modern iguanus would look like, or like the Cybertron iguanus looked like. But anyway, looks pretty good. He comes with his tail gun that you can either have him holding or it can mount back on his tail back here. The blast effect or the spit effect isn't the regular blast effects. You see the peg underneath there. So it only will work with Dilophocon. It won't work with anybody else. But he's, fully articulated, ball joints everywhere. I think he has a slight ankle tilt. Not a lot, but a slight ankle tilt on it. But he has everything else because everything else is a ball joint. Except for the knee is a linear joint. But otherwise, he's definitely posable. Pretty neat. Give a little 360 of them. Like I said, the little tail sticking up there is about the only real kibble that's not part of the... And of course these things are removable, which you pretty much want to remove for transformation, just because they're going to go flying if you don't. Alright, we'll do a comparison here. Does have some trouble standing. He could use, a little bit more of a heel. There you go. Alright, here's Tyrantron from the first set. And you see it's more of a deluxe size, where this was a leader size, or... Yeah, pretty sure it's leader size. Anyway, based off the Megatron mold. So we actually got two brand new molds for the set, where before it was one new mold and the Beast Wars Megatron mold. But anyway, let's take a look at the Dino mode. And here we have Dilophocon in his Dilophodon mode. Even though most of all of this was made up for Jurassic Park, the only thing that Dilophodon really had was these, and they weren't as pronounced. They couldn't spit, they didn't have these little flap things, but anyway. For a mostly made up dinosaur, it's not too bad. It definitely gives me, Beast Wars, kind of Energon vibes, because just kind of everything just kind of folds in underneath there. So... But overall, not too bad. I still might reuse them as an iguanodon, iguanus. But anyway, not too bad. The spit effect, again, just pegs into the lower mouth here. Again, only he can use it. So, yeah, not a whole lot to him. Me and Tyrantron here, and just give you a size compare. Yeah, kind of a smaller guy. Granted, Tyrantron is small for a Tyrannosaurus, but yeah, lots of size difference there. So, really not too much to say about the Dino mode. It's the legs have the legs articulation. The arms are on a small ball joint. Actually, the bone right. Yeah, small ball joint, not a lot of movement. Head, just the transformation joint. There is a small tab on the top of his head that allows you to operate the mouth. So, yeah. But otherwise, Not a lot to say. Let's go to final deliberation. Alright, since he really didn't appear in any media, she have to look at the back of the box to figure it out. Anyway, since it didn't appear in any media, this is just first thing, so of course this is the only Dilophocon, so it wins. It's actually a pretty neat figure, pretty posable, and nifty dino mode, even though it doesn't really exist. But anyway, yeah, so decent figure. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And here we have JP12. Yeah, this is based off the hacker that betrayed him at the park, which, I'd rather they'd done like Ian Malcolm, but something like that. But anyway, he has his gun. He has the Barbasol can that you can take the top off of and kind of see like where the embryos were. It's pretty neat. The hat comes off. Head sculpt, pretty good. Kind of like it better with the hat off. But you have a hat, so he can have a hat for his rain hat. Overall, posability, pretty much everything again, except for he doesn't really have a waist. But he does have a lot of all the rest of the motion you want. So, again, just slight ankle tilt. Otherwise, not too bad on the articulation. Alright, we'll turn him around. A lot of kibble back there, hanging off back there. Some people are saying, hey, we could use this for a hound. And I'm like, no, we can't. Yeah, no, there's another mold for that, but that's another episode. Anyway, so it looks pretty cool. So let's bring in JP93. And we see it's definitely shorter. Still a brand new mold, more complex than JP93 was. It's a little bit shorter. It's kind of closer to the new Scout class. We'll bring in Braun here so you can kind of see where he sits there. So he's a little bit closer to the new Scout size that they're pushing. But he's kind of just a short deluxe where JP93 was a tall deluxe. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the vehicle mode. And here we have JP12 in his Jeep mode, and he looks a lot like a Jeep. The storage on this is great, because the gun stows as the winch, Barbasol can snaps in underneath, the hat can be worn when it's transformed, so that's neat that they gave enough clearance for that. Otherwise, it looks like the Jeep. It's actually a pretty accurate Jeep mode. So bring in JP93. And you can see made for two different scale of people, but again, that's why we scale robot modes and not vehicle modes on this channel. But you can see that there's just a lot more detail in the JP12, and plus the fact that JP12 you have to store the shotgun up here. There's nothing really you can store it underneath, and it just feels 12 feels just like a more solid figure overall. But this kind of feels a little hollow. This feels solid, much more complex mold. Just kind of better all around. I think they really stepped it up with this set. So, yeah. And we'll go ahead and bring in Dilophocon, just so you can see the scale there. Definitely not the scale we saw in the movie, but yeah, it works. I think as a set they look pretty good. All right, that's about it for the Jeep mode. It looks good. Everything stores away pretty well. Yeah, no real complaints about JP12. All right, let's finish talking about him. Like Dilophocon, this is the only one. It doesn't have any backup for him, no media or anything for it. This is just a tribute to Newman and the Jurassic Park Jeep. So, yeah, he's the only one. He's going to be your only one for JP12. So, yeah. All right, let's wrap this up. There we go with both sets out here. Look pretty neat. So, thanks for joining us today on the AB Scale Project. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ring that bell, and I'll see y'all later.